Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you what I think are 5 of the most useful tools to use with your tables in Word. So first of all, when you insert your tables into Word, you will get a table such as this. So this is 4 by 4. So you just simply go to Insert, Tables, click on the drop down, and you can just select 4 by 4 and then just release the mouse, and what you'll find is you'll have a blank table that comes up just like this. So I've entered in some text and numbers just for demonstration purposes. So when you begin to type, everything will type over to the left and the top of your cell. So if I go into this cell here and press the return key, you can see that all of the text will stay at the top left of your cell. Now if I select the table by using this top left square and I go to table layout at the top, the first tool is the text alignment. This gives you full flexibility on where you want to align your text in your cell. So for the vast majority of the time, people will probably use align to center. So now as you can see, everything is lined up into the center of your cell. This will become more abundantly clear when we go on to the next tool, but you can also select just one column of text and select to the left. Let's keep that top description in the center. And again, with information, you can go to the right if you want to and choose from any of these different selections. So let's now go on to row height. So at the moment, you can see that the height of my rows isn't very tall, and for many of you that might be absolutely fine. But if you'd like to have a little bit more space around your text, then again select the entire table by this top left square, then go to table layout again and go over to height over here. Now you can just simply use these up and down arrows if you want to, and if you just keep clicking, the row height will become wider, but I like to just select the number. Let's just press 1 centimeter and press enter. And as you can see now, we have a greater height of our cell row. Now once again, you can see that all the text is towards the top of each cell. So again, we can select the top left button to select the whole table, then go to align and click align to center. And as you can see, that nicely lines up all of our text and numbers into the center of that cell. We have a little bit of extra space around the text, and it just looks a little bit neater and aesthetically pleasing. You don't have to go for 1 centimeter, you can select a figure of your choice, but as you can see in comparison to the top one, it doesn't look quite so squashed together. So in this cell here, we've actually made the top row here 1 centimeter along with all of the other cells. So everything is 1 centimeter, but because of this text on the right, the cell is taller. But what you can also see is we have smaller margins between the cell boundary top and bottom. And when you have lots of text in each cell, you can see they almost flow into each other, and there's not really much differentiation between all of this text. So therefore, we want to adjust the cell margins. To do that, just put your cursor within your table somewhere, right click, and go down to Table Properties. In Table, just go to Options, and you'll see we've got default cell margins. The left and right are all already formatted to 0.19. Then again, we can use these up and down arrows to choose, or we can just simply select, I'm going to select 0.1, and in the bottom again, select 0.1 and click OK. Then click OK again. And you can see now we've got a greater margin between the text and the borderline of the cell, just giving that extra differentiation between the text in each cell. If we just do that one more time, and I'll really push it now to, let's say 1 centimeter, which is quite extreme. Press OK and click OK again. You can see exactly what I'm talking about in terms of leaving that gap between the text, but that's very extreme, but again it shows you exactly the result of this tool. And then here we're going to talk about color and shading, and for tables sometimes that's quite important. So for example, if you wanted just the top title section to be a different color, you've got many different options. Select the row and go up to table design. Now from here we can select the shading, and we can select from any of these colours, or we can go to more colours and we can just use this colour wheel. Just move this little cursor around the wheel to select a particular colour of your choice, and we can make that colour darker or lighter, and the resulting colour will be here. And then simply click OK. Then when you go back up to shading, you'll see recent colours, and your colour will appear here, so you can use it again and again. If you don't want to colour the entire cell or row, you can just select the text, then go to Home, and with this icon here, this will just put a shading around that particular text, like so. Alternatively, you can just select the text itself, go to this icon, which is the font colour, and just change the font colour. So you've got a variety of different options that you can use for shading around your table. Now you can also shade all of these border lines, but I'll show you that in the next demonstration. So here we're going to talk about border lines. If I select my table, just place my cursor inside and select from the top left button, go to table design, and over here we've got borders. If you click on the drop down, you can see we've got all these check boxes next to all the borders that have been selected. Now it can be a little confusing because although you've got your 4 outside borders, you've also got all borders, the outside borders, the inside borders, inside horizontal and vertical. So it starts to make sense when you want to eliminate some of these and put them back in. So let's just select no borders. And now we've got no borders, but there are guides. If we go down to view grid lines, there are guides that show you where your cells are so that you can still work on the table if you don't want to have those border lines. If you print this out, these guides won't show, and if you save it as a PDF, they also won't show. This is just purely here for a guide. So let's say, for example, I wanted to change my border colour, let's say to red, and I wanted to change the thickness. Let's say we go down to 3. Now I'm going to select this top row, because in order to put a line all the way across here, I need to select the row above. So now I can go to borders and I can select bottom border, and you can see the thick red line has been placed along the bottom border of the cells that I've selected. You can also go back up and you can select the top border, and then you can also select the left and the right hand border. If you think they're a little bit too thick, what you can do is use your border painter. So you can, let's say if you wanted to reduce these border lines, I can select the reduced line, select my border painter. You can see I've got it because I've got this little paintbrush. Click, and you can see that it's only selecting the individual cell, but I can simply go along and click which borders I want to colour. In the same way, if I just want to simply change the colour, let's change it to green and use the border painter, and then I can simply just click around these lines and put in the borders wherever I want them. Now when it comes to utilising your tables with lines in for, let's say, a signature, or you want to differentiate one section to the other section, let's just go back to black and take off the border painter. Let's say we wanted a signature after here, so let's just type in signature, and we wanted a line. Let's just get rid of this information and this information, and for here we can just select the border painter and we can just click here and put in a line. Let's just take out the grid lines, and you can see now it's great for a signature. And if you want the line to continue, you can just use the border painter again, and you can see that that line has been extended to the end of the table. You can also use border lines to create boxes. So for example, if we wanted a row of boxes along here to tick, I can split the cells, just go to table layout, split cells, And let's say I wanted them into 3, and again split cells, 3, click OK, and then I can just select all of these cells, go to table design, go to borders and select all borders, and then let's just take out the grid lines, and you can see how we can produce some squares for tick boxes or crosses. You can do that both horizontally and vertically to create your own checkboxes. So I hope all of that has helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.